What if the CIA's mind control experiments were just the beginning? Imagine a world where LSD-soaked secrets, shadowy UFO sightings, and whispers of a civilization beyond our reach all connect. Could these be fragments of a puzzle we're not meant to solve? In 1953, MKUltra kicked off, officially a Cold War project to break minds and build spies. But was it more? Declassified files hint at hypnosis, drugs, and broken lives. Yet gaps remain. Then there's the UFO wave. Crafts defying physics, spotted by pilots, civilians, even soldiers. Coincidence? Or clues? And what about the wildest theory? A breakaway society, born from these mysteries, hiding in plain sight. This isn't about answers, it's about questions. What ties a secret program to lights in the sky? Why do timelines overlap so strangely? In the next 20 minutes, we'll peel back layers. MKUltra's dark experiments, UFO encounters that defy logic, and a chilling idea of a world within our world. You'll hear stories, see patterns, and wonder, how deep does this go? Stick with me. We're diving into the unknown, and trust me, you won't look at reality the same way again. Let's start with the shadows of the 1950s. The Cold War was raging, paranoia was thick, and the CIA launched something called MKUltra. Officially, a program to master mind control, break the enemy's will, turn men into machines. But what do we really know? Declassified files, trickling out decades later, paint a grim picture. Picture this. A man strapped to a chair, dosed with LSD without a clue, his thoughts melting into chaos. Doctors in white coats scribbling notes, funded by taxpayer dollars. Hypnosis sessions, sensory deprivation, electroshocks, all real, all documented. They called it science. But was it? Take Frank Olson, a biochemist working for the agency. In 1953, he slipped LSD at a retreat. Days later, he's plummeting from a 10th-story window in New York. Suicide, they said. His family didn't buy it. Years later, the government admits, yeah, we dosed him. An accident, they claimed. But whispers linger. Did he see too much? Was he silenced? Olson's story isn't lone. Thousands, maybe tens of thousands, were guinea pigs. Civilians, soldiers, even prisoners, all unwitting. Some walked away shattered. Others vanished into the cracks of history. The files say it ended in '73, shut down after exposure. But here's the itch. Only a fraction survived. Most were torched before Congress could dig deeper. What got burned? Techniques to rewrite minds are chilling enough. But could there be more? Why test drugs that make you see things, hallucinate lights, shapes, maybe crafts in the sky? Was this just about spies or something bigger, stranger? The deeper you look, the murkier it gets. MKUltra wasn't a one-off. It was a door cracked open. And what if, just maybe, it leads somewhere we weren't supposed to follow? Stick around, things get weirder from here. So MKUltra cracked minds open. But what if something else was hovering just out of sight? Let's shift gears to the skies. July 1947, Roswell, New Mexico. A rancher stumbles on wreckage. Shiny, metallic, not from any plane he knows. The army swoops in, calls it a weather balloon. Case closed, right? Except witnesses swore it wasn't. Debris that bent but didn't break, strange symbols, hushed up autopsies. Rumors of bodies not quite human. The official story flipped fast, and the questions never died. Was it a cover-up, or just a glitch in the narrative? Fast forward to March 13th, 1997, Phoenix, Arizona. Thousands see lights, a massive V-shaped craft gliding silently over the city. Pilots report it. Civilians film it. The governor mocks it, then years later admits he saw it too. Military says flares. Flares don't hover for hours, though, do they? These aren't lone dots on a map. The 1950s and 60s, peak MKUltra years, saw UFO reports spike. Pilots like Captain Ed Ruppel, head of Project Blue Book, tracked crafts outpacing anything we had. He quit, frustrated, hinting at secrets he couldn't spill. Then there's Betty and Barney Hill, 1961. Driving home in New Hampshire, they lose hours. Next thing, they're recalling under hypnosis a craft, beings, exams. Crackpots? Maybe. But their stories, details, star maps, medical oddities. match things they couldn't have known. Why do these incidents cluster around MKUltra's timeline? Were people seeing what they were trained to see, or what they weren't supposed to? The dots don't connect clean, but they're there, taunting us. What if these weren't just visitors, but part of a bigger plan? Hang on, we're about to leap deeper. Now, let's pull the threads together, or maybe unravel them further. What if MKUltra and UFOs weren't random chaos, but breadcrumbs to something bigger? Picture this, a group, small, elite, splits off. They've got tech we can't fathom, knowledge we're not privy to, maybe even answers to those lights in the sky. A breakaway civilization. Sounds wild, right? But stay with me. The idea's not new. Think black budgets, billions vanishing into projects with no paper trail. The US spent $50 billion a year on classified ops by the 90s. Where'd it go? Rewind to MKUltra. Scientists like Sidney Gottlieb, the poisoner-in-chief, didn't just vanish when it shut down. Some faded into obscurity. Others, well, who knows? Then there's Area 51, yeah, that place. Declassified in 2013 as a test site, but whispers of reverse-engineered craft linger. Bob Lazar, a physicist, claimed he worked there in '89, saw saucers, alien tech. Crackpot or whistleblower? His story's shaky, but his details, elements like 115 later discovered, raise eyebrows. Could a faction have taken this tech and run? Imagine a hidden base, Antarctica, deep underground, pick your spot. They're not just surviving, they're thriving. UFO sightings as test flights, MKUltra as a tool to keep us blind. Look at the cash. Trillions unaccounted in Pentagon audits. Look at the silence. Whistleblowers like Paul Benowitz fed disinformation till he broke. Was it to hide a war or a society already gone rogue? Are they still among us, watching, steering? The more you dig, the less crazy it sounds. Or does it? We're not done. Let's wrap this up and see what sticks. So where does this leave us? MKUltra's files show a government willing to shatter minds. Officially for war, but the gaps scream louder. UFOs, Roswell, Phoenix, the Hills keep defying easy answers, shadowing those same years. And this breakaway civilization idea is a leap, sure, but the missing money, the silenced voices, the tech we can't explain, it lingers like smoke you can't grab. What if these aren't separate mysteries, but pieces of a history we're not meant to know? What if the real question isn't are we alone, but who's already left us behind? This isn't about proof, it's about cracks in the story we're fed. MKUltra happened. UFOs keep showing up. Billions vanish and people disappear. You've seen the dots, connect them or not, that's on you. Next time you hear a hum in the sky or catch a headline brushed off too quick, ask, what's being buried? We're not here to tell you what's true, just to make you wonder what isn't. If this hit you, hit that subscribe button. More shadows are coming your way. Share this with someone who'd dig deeper, someone who doesn't buy the first answer. What's next? How about a dive into Antarctica's ice, where secrets might be frozen? Waiting? Stick around. The unknown's calling.